The fire crackled. Stitches, colors, memories, all swallowed by smoke. Amaka knelt on the ground, tears soaking her face, her trembling hands reaching for the ashes of the dresses she had poured her soul into. Behind her, Precious smiled, folded arms, watching silently. And there, standing close, Auntie Vero, her mother's sister, pretended concern, but the darkness in her eyes betrayed her. Amaka's heart ached, but in that moment, something inside her broke and hardened all at once. Even as she sobbed, she promised herself silently, this cruelty would not define her. Her gift, her hands, no one could ever take that away. Some children are born with silver spoons, others are born with a gift. But what happens when life tries to crush it before it can shine? This is the story of Amaka. Her father died when she was still very young. She could hardly remember his face, only the warmth of his hugs in fleeting, dream-like memories. Her mother became everything overnight. Mother, father, provider, protector, and sometimes a beggar. Hunger was a constant companion. Some days, they ate only once. Sometimes, Amaka swallowed her own pain, pretending she wasn't hungry so her younger siblings could eat. She learned to hide her cravings, to swallow silently, to carry the weight of the family on her small shoulders. But Amaka had a secret, something no one could take from her. One evening, while everyone slept, she found a small ball of wool discarded on the floor. Something stirred inside her. She picked it up, and her fingers, they knew what to do. They twisted, looped, and pulled, and in moments, a small, uneven piece of fabric rested on her lap. It was the beginning of her gift. She knitted caps, scarves, and soon dresses. Not ordinary ones, but dresses that looked like they belonged in a store window. People would ask, "Who taught you this?" And she would smile quietly and say, "Nobody." Her mother watched in silence, a mix of pride and fear in her eyes. Because talent is a dangerous thing when you are poor. People will try to crush it out of jealousy, fear, or greed. One day, her mother made a choice that would change everything. She sent Amaka to her late husband's sister, Auntie Vero, with the promise of school, a proper bed, food, and a life where hunger would not dominate every morning. Amaka packed her small bag, wrapping her knitting needles carefully as if they were treasures. When they arrived, Auntie Vero's smile was loud, overdone, fake. Inside, something dark boiled. She didn't want another mouth to feed, and she certainly didn't want a child whose future might shine brighter than her own daughter, Precious. Amaka was placed in a small room with Precious. The first words she heard were sharp and cold. "Stop smiling like that. You think you came here to enjoy? Better wipe that excitement off your face. You came here to work." From the first day, her world became endless labor. Before sunrise, she fetched water. She swept the dusty compound, cooked, cleaned, and ran errands while Precious watched without lifting a finger. But at night, under the mango tree in the backyard, Amaka found her escape. She picked up her wool and needles, and for those few quiet hours, she was free. Every stitch, every loop, every thread carried her pain, her hope, her dreams. Auntie Vero began noticing her. At first, it was subtle, a lingering glance, a pause when passing her room, but soon her jealousy became dark, toxic. She could not bear to see Amaka quietly shining while Precious sat idly, doing nothing. At school, Amaka excelled. She answered questions with precision, her handwriting neat, her mind sharp. Even during breaks, she quietly knitted, drawing attention from teachers and classmates alike. Compliments fell on her like sunlight, and still, she walked, studied, and created, ignoring the jealousy simmering at home. Even after Auntie Vero burned her dresses, Amaka did not stop. She hid wool and needles under the mango tree and continued to create. each stitch a silent rebellion, a promise to herself that no one could take away what was hers. One day, a fashion designer visiting the neighboring town stumbled upon her work. She picked up a small footmat, running her fingers over the intricate patterns. "I've never seen anything like this," she whispered. "Who made this?" The designer met Amaka and saw the story behind the hands. She saw the hunger, the labor, the hidden brilliance. When she witnessed Auntie Vero punishing Amaka, she acted. Officials arrived. Auntie Vero could no longer hide behind family. The years of cruelty were exposed. Amaka was finally free. She was enrolled in proper fashion school, where her gift was nurtured instead of mocked. She learned structure, finishing, business skills, but her natural talent always set her apart. Instructors whispered, she didn't start here, she was born with it. Years of dedication paid off. Graduation day arrived and Amaka's designs stunned everyone. She opened a school to train girls who reminded her of herself, talented, silent, waiting for someone to notice them. And the greatest moment, she returned home. Her mother, older and thinner, held her tightly. Her siblings ran into her arms. The embrace ended years of hunger, years of pain, years of quiet suffering. Amaka's story reminds us, life may not be fair, but talent, when nurtured and protected, survives cruelty and shines. So, the next time you see a child struggling in silence, remember Amaka. Behind every quiet hand, there may be brilliance waiting to change the world.